What's up, everybody? This is Britt with the IRC Buzz. Excited to shoot another episode today. In today's episode, we are going to dive in deep what it means to be an NCFIT Partner Gym. I do have my guest today, Vanessa, is back with me. What's up, Vanessa?
Hey, glad to be back.
So we're going to just touch on a little more in detail what it means to be a partner. Like I said, there's some different things we want to cover and just really what that means if you're a member or a potential member looking at joining. So Vanessa, to start off with, maybe you can give a brief background of who NCFIT is and basically what the partnership involves.
Yeah, so for those of you who haven't heard any of our previous podcasts, NCFIT is a brand, it's a gym owned by Jason Khalipa, started by Jason Khalipa. And for those of you who don't know who Jason Khalipa is, he was a CrossFit Games athlete. So he started up his own gym back in 2008 in Northern California. And since then has started other gyms around the California area and then has expanded even outside of that, and then even has some that are outside of the states. So we first got introduced to NCFIT when we joined their collective program. So their collective program offers workout programming for gym owners. So we, I think, jumped on board back in 2019. So we became a part of the collective group and we're receiving programming from them. And then since then, not only programming, I
was about to say, it's not only programming, that's probably half of it.
Well, it's what intrigued us to jump on. And then once we jumped on, the resources that we got, because the coaches development is probably the biggest reason why, we've really stuck with them, or what I feel like is the best benefit from the collective.
Yeah.
So since late 2019, been a part of the collective programming, receiving all of the coaches development. And I probably can't even name off all of the other benefits and resources that we get from being part of the collective. But I would say that from then on, COVID hit, pandemic hits, and our gyms forced to be shut down. During that time, I think we were almost a little bit lost, right? Like we didn't have the resources in terms of how do you handle that. And so the NCFIT team stepped up, came on board. I mean, it was just left and right, like, hey, do this, do that, like this can help you. And then they came up with at-home programming for us, like videos. And I can just remember thinking, like, this is amazing. Like, how do we become an NCFIT gym? Like, when are they going to, start their franchise? Because I want to be a part of that. And I want to say, was it like late summer that they announced, like, hey, guys, we're creating an NCFIT partnership program? And I remember being so excited. Like, I mean, it was no doubt that was something that I wanted us to jump in, just because, I mean, aside from their programming, their resources, coaches development, everything else that they offer, it's just their mission. It's like who they are, their culture. Their biggest thing is saying they want to train people today to do the things that they love tomorrow. And their biggest motto is live better. And so just knowing that, I wanted our gym to have that same mission, that same vision. And ultimately to be able to have that impact on people is just helping them with their fitness, their nutrition, mindset, everything that goes into, your health, and then how to live better, how to enjoy the things that you love. And so I knew that's who I wanted us to be.
Yeah. And so I love how you just gave an overview of everything with the collective and during the pandemic, because like you said, the at-home workouts, and this was something that it wasn't like, a month later, it was a week,
quick.
And I don't know, for the members, if you remember the workouts we were doing, obviously it was all through Zoom, but the biggest thing they had was like for very minimal equipment. Fortunately, we were able to arrange a program where we loaned some stuff. I know members have their own things as well, but basically they were all programmed around a backpack. Remember the backpack was the big thing, and
water jugs.
Yeah, you could do presses and deadlifts. So that was really cool, and how fast they pivoted just for that. And so that was one thing that stood out, early on.
Yeah, I mean, because that's not what they gave us at that time. wasn't anything that any one part of the collective program expected them to do. And so, I mean, we just, we didn't have anyone else or a support system or anyone letting us know, like, hey, do this or do that, or even checking in, like, I should say, at the time, being affiliated with CrossFit, we just, to me, I felt like the resources were lacking there. And, this collective group was just left and right, just spitting out ways that they could, help gym owners just stay afloat and just help their members to keep moving, during a time that was so stressful, not only for us as gym owners, but for our members. You're at home, you don't, there's this unknown with this pandemic. And for some, for myself included, I know that I use fitness as a means of, to relieve stress. And so, not having that, it was hard. So it was great to know that we had the resources, we had the programming, we had the loaner, equipment program where we could offer that to our members to be like, hey, come by, come pick up what you need, and let's keep moving. Let's keep that accountability. Let's keep that that community going. Even though it wasn't face to face, still having it, through Zoom was still an outlet to be able to move.
Yeah, and really appreciate everyone that hung around during that time because. As being a gym owner, and the main thing that we do is provide a space and provide coaching where we all meet together.
Yes.
It was definitely different. So
yeah, I remember filming that really difficult video to tell our members, like, we're closing the gym, and we closed it like a week before the order, the shutdown order had hit, just because at that time we knew we just wanted to keep everyone safe. We wanted just to be cautious. And that was a really difficult video to film. And I remember saying, these four walls do not define us. We can still get after it. We can still keep, chugging along. We can do this. And we did it. And with the help of NCFIT, I have to add.
Yeah.
But.
And the workouts actually at home, I was very surprised because you think about, and the stuff we do here, it can get challenging, but I was a little caught off guard of how actually challenging the workouts were. So
yes.
Can you mention anything, like, as far as some of the movements that were introduced, maybe your experience during that time, workout space, anything like that?
It doesn't take much. A set of dumbbells is all. When people say, trying to, build home gyms or trying to do at home stuff, it does not take much. I had a set of, I think, 15s, and we did a lot of tempo training. So you don't need heavy weights. You just need a light set. The workouts were so great though, because I felt like it was like 5 different workouts in one, but it was always changing, so never getting bored. But yeah, the tempo training, there was days where we hit on just squats or upper body. The options were endless. Even though you just have a pair of dumbbells, the way that they did their programming never made it seem like the workouts were ever stale. Yeah.
Or they weren't stale, and they weren't super repetitive. I did notice there was a few movements just because, for an example, like pull-ups, like when we do pull-ups here, there were some of those you would see often, but even if you had access to run, it gave you even more variety. Now, for Vanessa and I, and we could probably talk about this on a whole separate podcast, but we decided during that shutdown to not be in the gym and not work out. Because we could have easily came out here and did pretty much what we've been doing the last couple months with normal workouts, barbell work, doing gymnastics work, even the machines themselves, assault bikes, rowers, all that stuff. But we decided, hey, if everyone else is going to work out at home, we're going to try to.
We need to experience the same.
So we did it too. And, for the room we're shooting this podcast in, our office here is roughly about the same size, that Vanessa and I were sharing. Actually, I think our room's a tiny bit smaller, but it wasn't big at all. And so we did, we were able to make it work and not, kill each other for being confined that tight, or hit somebody with a dumbbell and, while we're doing a swing or something. So, interesting experience is all I have to say.
Yeah, we had to get creative. I think I used a storage bench as a box to step up. But it was quite the challenge. But like I said, with, kind of the resources, we were able to easily navigate navigate through the challenges, and then, still provide really fun workouts.
So the collective, you mentioned just kind of the general overview and the timeline of when, the Being a Partner Gym.
Right.
So the general overview. So the collective, we started getting that information. So what was kind of that next step us joining?
Yeah, so that next step was, obviously they announced late summer that they were going to, start their partnership program. And I knew right then, yes, that's most definitely. So we did the whole application process, sat down, really worked through those questions. And
I do remember that this whole process wasn't, hey, do you want to be a partner gym? Here's a page application, pay us.
Oh no, it was like a series of questions, and you had to write it. Because I understand, they wanted, if you were going to be a part of their partnership program, they wanted to make sure that your vision, your mission, your culture, all is going to be all in line with theirs. And so completely, understand that. And so, we sat down together, mapped out, our mission, our vision, our goals, our 5-year plan, 10-year plan, how we described ourselves as a coach, how we described our gym. So I can just remember being super nervous after hitting submit, thinking, okay, could not get to that.
Because you were all on board. I know that you were just, as soon as it came out that, it was a very brief discussion if we were going to join. It was almost an immediate. And I think the biggest thing, obviously, the outlying is that we already knew how they operated from the programming. And then you mentioned.
Because I'll even with, we've been going into a little more detail with our partnership program, but now through them, we have these resources of working with like-minded individuals. So other gym owners that are in our same shoes, and some that are even better off in terms of their gyms. They've been gym owners, they've had their gyms for, a really long time. And so they know the ins and outs. They can relate to a lot of the challenges that we face here. And so having not only just the NCFIT group, but again, having those, I think it's 59 other founding gyms that are part of the partnership program. And then having, monthly webinars where we're able to network with other gyms has been a really a great experience since joining the partnership program. But not only that, it's also behind the scenes. So I think a lot of the things that some of our current members, probably aren't even aware of. And so I want to say their marketing, which is amazing. I aspire to be much like, their marketing. I aspire to be almost every single person on that NCFIT team. They're so amazing. But their branding, just the culture that they have in their gyms.
That's what I was going to say. The culture, I think, is a major, a big deal. Just how they operate, how they, in every aspect.
You're right.
The marketing, the programming, obviously.
And so I think really with the partnership program is it's helping us to remove some of the barriers for new members, removing barriers and to help onboard them. For our current members, remove barriers that may stop them from experiencing a really great class. So that's our biggest thing, I think, with the partnership program and NCFIT, is to make sure that your members are just receiving the greatest experience. And so I want to say that's probably one of the...
Yeah, and I'll touch on a little bit of that, because it's not only the experience in class. The programming is the first thing that we jumped on board. Hey, and the big reason why we did that is that early on, we shared some of the programming duties, and we've touched on that in a previous podcast. But the thing is, it's just so time consuming. And, for us, there wasn't really an overall plan, is that we were trying to do it, on a monthly basis, basically. So that's where it started. And it was mainly to just dial in a little more. And then also, to save time, because, we just didn't really have a whole lot of time to get as detailed. And then, what we didn't even realize from that is the coaching development, right? Incredible.
Yeah.
And I think, to me, it was more of, I was actually surprised how much they put into that,
and they continue to add on.
Right.
Like every I feel like every month it's like, hey, we've got this added piece and this added piece. So I mean, they continue to challenge us as as coaches, and as gym owners, and continuously, like Jason Kalipa says, rise the tides. Got to continue to rise the tides. Same thing with the partnership program. Is just, again, always creating a different set of challenge to improve yourself in every aspect, as a gym owner, as a coach, as an athlete. So you always know that you got to keep getting better.
Right. Yeah. And so I know you said removing barriers, and now that we're Iron Root Strong, NCFIT partner, as everyone knows that we were Iron Roots CrossFit. Right. So maybe you can touch a little bit of just how that's a little different now.
So CrossFit, it's a huge global brand. Love the methodology, has been life-changing for me. It's just that for some reason, when people heard the term CrossFit, they automatically associate it with the CrossFit Games athletes, what they saw on TV, the really hardcore raw CrossFit.
Maybe some YouTube fails.
YouTube fails. And so it was really hard to get people to even come through the doors because, they hear, oh, that's a CrossFit gym. Like, I can't do that. When in reality, it's like, yes, it's for everyone. The programming here, the workouts that we do, we tailor them to meet you at your level. So no, you don't have to be some, games athlete where you're, repping out, 200-pound overhead squats and muscle ups on the rings. No. So I think that was the biggest thing, was wanting to rebrand to be more inclusive, and to really try and connect to those that were afraid because they saw CrossFit.
Yeah, in the name. Yep. So and if you've noticed too, like with the programming, even when we were CrossFit, we were still doing NCFIT programming.
We were, yeah.
So if especially if you're a current member, that you notice that a lot of the stuff that we were doing with CrossFit is similar. There's a lot of things that are different as well, which you've probably noticed also, which I really like, is the strength sessions and doing more low intensity, more isolated movements. Yeah,
functional strength and preparedness is how we would classify the type of the programming that we do here. Now, NCFIT, through their collective program, they offer various types. They have, they're like high intensity, very, the unexpected.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly varied. Yes. And then they have their other version, which is their strength and conditioning, which is their X program.
Yeah.
So that's more so like dialing in on, a strength portion and then a quick workout at the end.
Right.
And then of course they have, their at-home version of workouts that doesn't, just requires.
Right. Which everyone got a little taste of.
Which everyone got a taste of. And then they have more specialized programs, that hit those who want to be a little more hardcore and are competing.
Yeah, exactly. The compete track.
And
there's even things, that are, like Vanessa mentioned, they're always releasing new things, and there's even one coming up that is more, I think, teens. Is what was released.
Yeah.
So, and just know that a lot of that stuff too, we always look at what opportunities are there, the demand, things like that we can bring in as well. And so I'm excited because it's ever changing and it's ever growing.
We love to obviously survey our members to see, because that's our biggest thing, is making sure that the workouts that we're offering are what our members want to be doing, and where they're meeting their fitness goals and their interest.
Exactly. It has to be fun, but obviously, end of the day, it has to bring results. Because you're not going to want to stick with something if it's not, you're not getting a return on it.
Since we've gone to the collective programming, it has been so amazing and so much fun to see our members, just hit these milestones, and they're stronger, and just seeing them progress. Like we'd be here forever if I try and name off every single member, just, seeing how far they've progressed and come along. But and that is solely to the programming.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yep.
Well, I should not say solely because it's obviously like effort to be like, hello, I'm coming in, putting in the work, but.
Right. Yep. So hopefully, if you're a current member, hopefully you are enjoying the programming. We've touched on this quite a bit, but like I said in today's episode, we wanted to touch just more behind the scenes of, what it actually means to be a partner. And I know Vanessa's gave a really good description of what that is.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, get excited because it is a movement. And, we did Swole Mates, that was a really fun thing that we did with other NCFIT gyms. So I just get excited because we've got some really cool stuff.
Yeah. And like Vanessa mentioned on the marketing side, as far as the different promotions, the Swole Mate, I think was awesome.
That was so much fun.
And so what it is too with the partnerships is that really with these marketing efforts that we try to align them around the same time. So it's pretty neat that if you are a partner gym that you're seeing a lot of this stuff at the same time. And so, their whole thing about that is to create a buzz and they have, specific instructions of how to release things. And I think it's been great. I mean, like Vanessa mentioned with the programming itself, but now this whole other asset that we have and that we're utilizing. So it's been pretty cool. What is interesting is one of the guys actually that leads up the partnership program. His name's JP, but Vanessa and I actually, he owns a series of gyms called Brick, and there's one out in LA. And my nephew lives out there, so we try to visit quite often. But I don't know if you remember, we did actually go to that gym there in LA, Brick. So
yes. It's a really nice gym. And that's what's so great too, is that, for you and I that love to travel, is knowing that, as NCFIT, their partnership program is growing, is that, I'm so ready for, COVID to move on so we can start traveling and actually start visiting some of these gyms. Like, I think that's one of my goals, is to try and hit a large majority, if we can, at least of the founding members.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool.
I mean, yeah. And even here in Texas, there's quite a few here. So it's very exciting. We're now approaching, as being an NCFIT partner, about 6 months. It'll be next month, I think. So, but that's just to give you a little more detailed. Is there any other things that I left out as far as the partnership that I didn't cover that you went over?
No, I just think be prepared. They've got some fun stuff in store for us. And I know the month of March it's probably going to be one of my favorite.
Yeah. And there is quite a bit on the business side that we're not going to really cover that much in detail because we want this to be more informative for the members. But there is even more stuff on that end that we get to dive into. But like Vanessa said, what's really cool is that we do have these monthly webinars, and they do encourage, to have your camera on and that you can interact with different owners.
I think, interacting with others. But I do want to add one thing of, about with, the partnership program and the NCFIT brand, is just the messaging is that we are, being consistent, because much like, NCFIT, we want to try and reach as many people as we can, and we want to spread a positive message. And so I know, like we said, live better is one, but, effort over everything, is just making sure that we're being encouraging and then challenging people just to put their best foot forth and, give a consistent effort. And that, as we hold ourselves to a higher standard, we hold our members too, and at the end of the day, it's just to help them reach their goals and get the results that they're looking for and whatnot.
Yep. And I love how you mentioned early on that, about working out, training, however you want to classify that. But the whole reason you're coming into the gym, it's so you can enjoy the things outside of the gym.
Outside the gym.
Whether you have kids, give you energy, be an example for your kids. You don't have kids, you want to, like Vanessa mentioned, traveling, which, we love traveling, but if, you want to be adventurous, you're doing things. I know there's a couple members here that love skiing, to be able to ski, hiking, all that stuff. And then it even goes on the other end, just on a actual health related issues that you're trying to fix, improve. So that's the wide spectrum, and that's the messaging that we want to constantly put out there, that getting in here, working out, we want to push ourselves. We do want to have some fun competitiveness that helps you push yourself a little bit more. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to be active, healthy, and enjoy life outside the gym. So we want to create an atmosphere, along with being an NCFIT partner, that's fun, that it's a place you look forward to come to, and that at the end of the day, it's just you're trying to just better yourself. And that's part of our our mission with Do Better, Feel Better, Live Better, is really touching on those things. So
right on.
But I think you explained the partnership pretty well, pretty in depth. For any of those out there that have any other questions regarding any of this, you can hit up myself or Vanessa on social, or if you want to send us an email. But in today's episode, that's basically what we wanted to cover, is the NCFIT partnership. Now, we did an announcement a while back that we were jumping on board, but I think even to this day is that, okay, well, what does that really mean? And especially for the members, is like, why does that matter, for me?
Yeah.
So, and I think you covered a lot of that.
Yeah, just to know that, our current members, you guys, Britt and I are behind the scenes. We are working with amazing professionals to try and just up our game and bring you the good stuff.
Yep. So hopefully get excited. Like Vanessa said, we do have some really cool, exciting things going on in the month of March, as we transition, fingers crossed, warm weather, no more snow.
No more snow.
no more freezing. And as like here, living in this area, that when the wind's not blowing, we have some really pleasant days here. So we're looking forward to this portion of spring. It's going to be awesome. It's going to feel great in the gym with temperature-wise. And so, hopefully you're ready. Come in, do some work, and just stay tuned as we'll be releasing what we're doing in March. So just wanted to jump on, shoot this episode regarding the NCFIT partnership. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can hit us up. But is there anything else you wanted to cover, Vanessa?
Nope. Let's
right.
just rise the tides.
Okay, well, let's do it. Thanks for listening in, and we will talk to you on the next one.
Bye, everyone.